But he said that the biggest contributing factor on any website, whether it's on Wix or WordPress or just code it out in HTML or what have you, the biggest factor for your website that determines rankability is the quality of your content.
Well, we've kind of been dancing around. One of the final things that I wanted to touch on that you mentioned is just this idea of quality content. Can you share with us a little bit more? You've mentioned that content is any videos, any words, any images that go on a website, but talk to us a little bit more about maybe how you would define quality content, where we get that, what that does for us, how we get it on the website,
Great. Yeah.
Because quantity of content is one thing, but quality is a different story.
That's correct. So it's funny that these questions were asked because, and it's not something that's new to me, but maybe I can teach you guys something. There are some on-page factors that matter in helping you to get to rank. And right, if we had to look at just any on-page factors, we all know that the most highest prioritized, the next element that Google looks at is your title tag. But there's kind of this sidestep piece and I saw John Mueller give some information a little bit ago in one of his webcasts.
He's one of the chief strategists at Google.
I think he's like search quality control at Google. Okay. And but he's sort of the public face to answer these kinds of questions. And so people ask him questions and he does a fantastic job answering them. And I really, his insights are very helpful. But he said that the biggest contributing factor on any website, whether it's on Wix or WordPress or just code it out in HTML or what have you, the biggest factor for your website that determines rankability is the quality of your content. Plain and simple. That was it. He was basically saying it doesn't matter as much what kind of a content management system you might have or what kind of technical pieces, like people can go over the top working on technical SEO pieces. Yes, those are helpful. But at some point you get diminishing returns if the content that's on the page isn't qualified or quality. So talking about quality, what is quality content? I think that you need to, there is no such thing. In fact, this is another thing from John Mueller. There's no such thing as content that is too long. In fact, oftentimes it's too short. But people are concerned about, well, I don't want to write 10,000 words on one page. Nobody's going to sit there and read 10,000 words on one page. I agree. I think that that's tough. So maybe there is a better way to do that. And honestly, what that comes down to is you can design a better way for content to be consumed. Rather than stating or writing out 10,000 words, maybe you could just do it in a video. And the video for 10,000 words, maybe it's like 6 minutes. I don't know. I'd rather watch a 6-minute video than read 10,000 words. Now, I don't know. I don't know what the time frame is. I'm just making a guess.
Sure.
But maybe there's things you can articulate just in a picture. Maybe you have an infographic, for example, that could articulate that better. Or maybe there's examples that you can use to teach a lesson rather than just trying to write it all out completely. And then the other thing is how do you connect with your audience on that? Now, if you're a doctor and you're writing for Journal of Medicine or something, scientific terms, go to town, right? Make that a full send. But don't do that with everybody. So you have to recognize who your audience is. And I think you have to write to the audience. So how do you make quality content? I think in my mind, the basic pieces for quality content includes all three of those: video, text, and images, and utilize those the best way you can.
Yeah.
Now there isn't any reason you couldn't break up the content and put it over a couple of different pages.
Oh, of course.
You can do that. And then that makes it more of a chunky piece that is consumable maybe on a shorter time frame.
Yeah. Yeah. One invitation that I might have is as the business owner or one of the employees is writing, out the content. Keep your ideal customer in mind. Think about when they came into your business for the very first time, what kinds of questions they asked, what were they nervous about, what were they concerned about. They ultimately overcame those things and gave you money and became a client. But in those early stages of being a prospective client, what were their concerns, fears, questions? What kinds of stages and steps did they have to go through before they became a customer? Keep that part of your customer's journey in mind and write your content with those kinds of frequently asked questions in mind. Now, once they became a customer, now the game changed a little bit. Their questions changed. Their familiarity and comfort with you changed. So what were those kinds of questions? What would it take to get a regular customer to become an advocate? You've got some of your top 10% customers that come to you again and again and again. They refer tons of people to you. They leave reviews and give you testimonials. They're a huge brand ambassador for you. Not every customer is like that. So what does it take to get a customer to become like that sort of level of an advocate? What questions do they have? What needs do they have? Write your content to that. So maybe an invitation would be, as in terms of quality content, is keep your sales process in mind, right, for the various stages and steps that your prospective customers are going to go through. So something to add there.
Yeah. Look, the only thing and I've given this advice for years. If you're doing it right, Terry, your website is hands down your very best sales tool.
Agreed.
It should be your best salesman. And so to your point, what are the questions people are asking you on the phone? Mm-hmm. What is it that you're talking about during a sales process or some kind of a consultation? Those are the kinds of pieces of information that need to belong on your website, because then you've prepared everybody for when they are ready to make that buying decision. Yep. or the commitment, that all the hard work's done.
Yeah.
And the website does that if it's done right.